Can join us for, let me say that again. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad you can join us for this first of its kind program. New Mexico's Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce Business Echo program. My name is Laura Chavez-Shorman, and I'm a project manager here at the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce, and I will be facilitating today's session. I'd like to start with a brief overview of the agenda. Okay, we're going to start, we'll start with introductions and housekeeping. Today, we're going to run this just like an echo session. We'll kick things off with a short didactic to share the vision behind the program, what we're doing, why it matters, the impact we hope to create together. Then we'll move on to the case presentation presented by Dominic Baca. We'll open it up to questions and have discussion about case recommendations. Then we'll end with our closing remarks. Before we get started with introductions, we ask that you please update your Zoom to show your first name, last name, and organization. If you're unsure how to do this, you can click on the three dots or right-click on your picture. There should be a rename option. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Okay. I'd like to begin by introducing our hub team. Dominic, would you start, please?
Sure. Good morning, everybody. I'm Dominic Baca, Destination Sales Representative in our Convention and Tourism Department here at the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce. And I am also a co-facilitator on the hub team with Laura here at the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber. Welcome.
Mike?
Hi, I'm Mike Eli. I am the president and owner of a company named Fracstrat, and will be a subject matter expert throughout the series.
Great.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Mullen. I'm the president and owner of ABQ IT, and happy to be a part of the hub team here as well for Project Echo with the Hispano Chamber.
Great. Now I'd like to move on to having you all introduce yourselves. And we will start with Saul. Will you please introduce yourself?
Yes, thanks, Laura. Good morning, everybody. Saul Hernandez. I'm the director of our New Mexico programs for Project Echo, and it's good to be here.
Elliot?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elliot Padras. I'm a program specialist with Project Echo. Nice to see everybody.
Mireya?
Hi, I'm Mireya Herrera with Outcome Engine. Thank you for having me.
Roxanne?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Roxanne Marquez, and I am a program manager with Project Echo. I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Hugo? We're going to skip over to Paul Mondragon.
Hi, Paul Mondragon. I'm president of Bank of America, New Mexico, and I'm also a board member of the Hispano Chamber.
Ruben?
Good morning. My name is Ruben Garcia with JB Media Group. I'm also on the board of the Hispano Chamber.
Brian?
Good morning, Ryan Cangelosi. I'm the Director of Economic and Community Development for the UNM Health Sciences, and I'm also on the Board of Directors at the Hispano Chamber.
Roberta?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Roberta Ritchie, and I'm the Chief Experience Officer for the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce.
Angela?
Good morning. Engineer and Director of Business Strategy and Projects with New Mexico Gas Company and Chairman of the Board for the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce.
Valerie? Actually, we'll get back to you. Valerie Ernie? If you can please.
You're on mute.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just got here. Sorry. Been a busy morning already. Good morning, everybody. Exciting day today. Looking forward to it. So thank you all. Ernie C. DeBaca, President, CEO of the Hispano Chamber. Thanks. It's a good crowd.
Andrew?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Andrew D. Gregorio. I'm the manager of First Impressions with Leadership New Mexico.
Welcome. Valerie? Okay. Tyler?
Hi, good morning, everybody. My name is Tyler Bronhart, and I work for Montec Incorporated here in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Francisco?
But hopefully you can hear me. I don't know if my microphone's working. I'm Francisco Acosta. I work with Tyler over at Montec. We do business development as well as we help out with operations. Good to meet everybody.
Nicole? Nicole. There's two Nicoles. Okay, what about Nicole Abreu?
Hi, Nicole Abreu here with Artem Technologies. I'm the Vice President of Sales, and I'm on the Executive Committee for the Hispano Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. And we have two guests with us in the room. If you would like to introduce yourselves, please.
Good morning. I'm Chairman McCorkle. I'm the chairman of the Sandia Science and Technology Park Development Corporation and an emeritus board member of the chamber.
Good morning, everyone. Monica Mitchell. I'm the Deputy Director for Economic Development for the City of Albuquerque. Thank you for having me.
Great. Is there anyone we missed? Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I would like to quickly review the agenda and go over a few housekeeping details. If you're not speaking, please mute your microphone so that we can all hear clearly. I'd love for you to keep your camera on if possible. It really helps us to feel connected as a group. And if you have any questions, feel free to raise your hand or drop it in the chat box. Okay. So a quick note about the core principles that this model is built on. Some of you may be new to this all teach, all learn model. What it means is that everyone has something valuable to share. We're not gathering for a lecture where knowledge flows in one direction. Instead, we're creating a space where we can all contribute, learn from one another, and grow together. So I encourage you to participate, share your questions, your challenges, and your insights, because the more we each give to the conversation, the more powerful this community becomes. Okay, let's start with the why. We all know the IT industry is moving at lightning speed. Artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, cloud solutions, automation, things are changing faster than most businesses can keep up with. For larger corporations, they often have access to consultants, national networks, or big research teams to help adapt. But for many small and mid-sized businesses here in New Mexico, those resources aren't within reach. That's where the program comes in. By using the ECHO model, we're creating a space where IT business owners, professionals, and entrepreneurs can connect with experts and with each other to share strategies, tackle real challenges, and grow together. This isn't about one person teaching and everyone listening. This is about all of us learning together, because the truth is, when one business grows stronger, it strengthens the entire ecosystem. I'd like to tell you a little about Project ECHO. To make this vision possible, we're partnering with an incredible organization right here in our own backyard, UNM Project ECHO. Project ECHO started back in 2003 when Dr. Sanjeev Arora, a liver specialist and distinguished professor at the University of New Mexico, noticed something troubling. Patients in rural areas were suffering and sometimes dying because their local doctors didn't have access to specialized knowledge. Dr. Arora asked a simple but powerful question. What if we could move knowledge instead of moving people? That question gave birth to the ECHO model and a hub and spoke network where experts connect virtually with community providers. Instead of one specialist seeing a handful of patients, they could share their knowledge with dozens of doctors who, in turn, could help thousands of patients. And it worked. So well, in fact, that ECHO has expanded far beyond healthcare, and today it's used in education, workforce development, and now business in more than 190 countries. And the principle is the same. Knowledge should not be a luxury. It should be shared so communities everywhere can grow stronger. And that's what we're bringing to you, the power of knowledge sharing, collaboration, and community building. At the Albuquerque Hispano Chamber of Commerce, our mission is to promote economic development, to enhance economic opportunities, and to provide business and workforce education with an emphasis on the Hispanic and small business community in Albuquerque and New Mexico. When we looked at Project ECHO, it was clear this model was a perfect fit. It gives our members access to knowledge that can be transformative. It supports economic growth by strengthening businesses in one of the fastest growing sectors, IT. And it fosters community empowerment by ensuring that businesses here in New Mexico aren't left behind in the digital economy. This program not just aligned with our mission, it embodies it. It's about lifting one another up and making sure opportunity isn't limited to those with the deepest pockets, but shared across our community. And now we have a video that we'd like to share with you to give you an idea of what the model looks like.
There's no sound to the video, Laura.
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you. You might have to stop your screen, and when you share, again, make sure that you're sharing your audio.
Okay, thank you.
And Laura, I think we're going to develop one of these for this ECHO, correct? One.
Yes. We will be developing that one.
Okay.
Yeah, Dominic, so if you reshare the screen, there should be an option before you actually share that says like share sound, and just make sure you click that.
Go back. Stop sharing. Here's that.
There we go.
Project ECHO, extension for community healthcare outcomes, is virtual case-based education that leverages the power of all participants learning and sharing together. The goal of this all teach, all learn model is to create a guided virtual learning network while supporting participants in caring for their patients or clients across a series of sessions. The knowledge-sharing hub-and-spoke framework fosters dynamic, interactive communities where professionals meet to expand their knowledge. In this one-to-many learning network, Project ECHO bridges the gap between participants and specialists by increasing the knowledge, skills, confidence, and practice of community participants where they are. As a result, patients and clients in underserved areas receive best practice care and services where they work, live, and play. ECHO is participatory. All teach, all learn during ECHO sessions, regardless of whether you're a facilitator or a participant. Case-based. ECHO sessions are centered on collective learning and problem solving by working on real problems and challenges that participants are facing. Active coaching and mentoring. Facilitators and other specialists are engaged and share their expertise. Ongoing. Echo sessions build knowledge over the course of several weeks or even months. Each individual Echo session contains introductions for community building, a discussion of a participant-presented case, and a 15-minute flash talk by a specialist on a specific subject. The case discussion is the main part of each session, where collaborative problem-solving and the development of recommendations for the case emerge. Is Echo right for you? Contact Echo at psu.edu for more information on how to participate or adapt your expertise into an Echo series.
So what does this actually look like in practice in a business Echo? We're starting with the IT business community. Why? Because IT isn't just one industry. It's the backbone of every industry. From healthcare to finance to education, every business relies on technology to operate and innovate. By strengthening IT businesses, we strengthen the entire economy. Here's what you can expect. We'll meet virtually on the first and third Tuesday of each month. Each session will include a short presentation on a key topic, but the heart of the program is peer-to-peer sharing. You'll have the chance to bring forward challenges you're facing in your own business and learn how others are navigating similar issues. But more than the schedule or the format, it's about community. We are building a hub of collaboration, a place where competitors can become collaborators, a space where seasoned professionals can mentor those just starting out, and where fresh ideas from new voices can inspire seasoned leaders. We want to become a trusted circle, not just another meeting on your calendar, but a place where you know you'll walk away with insights, resources, and connections that make a difference. If we do this right, you won't just be learning skills. You'll be building relationships that last and strengthening the entire IT ecosystem here in New Mexico. Today marks the beginning of something powerful. By coming together through this business Echo Hub, we are saying we believe in the power of knowledge, we believe in the power of community, and we believe in the future of New Mexico's businesses. I want to thank our partners at UNM Project Echo for helping us make this possible, and thank all of you for being part of this very first session. My ask of you is simple. Please bring your challenges, your ideas, bring your voice, because the stronger the community we build, the stronger our businesses and the stronger our state will be. Thank you, and let's get started. So before we move on to the case presentation, does anyone have any questions or comments? If not, I'd like to turn it over to Dominic for his case presentation.
Thank you so much, Laura. Give me one moment while I share my screen. We'll get to my case presentation. And so this is an outline of our case presentation form. This case presentation form will be shared with participants to be able to download and submit this via email to us with any potential cases that they may have regarding IT challenges or technological issues in the business setting, which will allow them to present this scenario in this format to us and garner our community feedback and discussion around possible solutions to their case. So I'll go ahead and present this hypothetical case based off of personal experiences in the workplace overall. And so to describe the scenario, there's the idea of technological advancement in the workplace, and it's great, but implementation and execution are critical to the success of this technology advancement. So when thinking of technology and challenges that come along with implementation, it's easy to misalign a business's tech stack or technology infrastructure with employee sentiment. When implementing a new consumer relationships or CRM, or for example, a point of sale system, POS system, into business operations, one may find it challenging to align employee sentiment with evolving technology infrastructure. And so based on this case, several things that I've seen in reaction or actions taken to solve this challenge is communication. So transparent communication is definitely necessary when implementing new technology into business practices and standard operating procedures. And then product supplier training. So any products that we are using technology based, we look for that training from our product suppliers and ensure that employees who will be utilizing that system are getting the training that they need to utilize it to the best of their abilities. Both internally and externally, if you have internal and external partners that are utilizing the system. So I guess my primary question for the network here is how do you see success in implementing new technology platforms like a CRM or POS system into standard operating procedures, and what might you want to take note of in the process?
I can jump in here with answering that question. I think for my organization, one of the most important things we look at when it comes time to implement a new technology is firstly, what problem are we trying to solve, and really clearly defining that and looking at all aspects of it. And then what are the requirements for success? What does success look like to solve that problem? And really getting a deep understanding of those requirements, because we found that it gets much more difficult to make changes to the solution once you've started implementing it. So if you can really zero in on those requirements and what success looks like before you start the actual implementation of that solution, that way you'll get a really big head start on figuring out potential roadblocks to success before implementation, and you'll ultimately end up with a better return on your investment.
Thank you for that. Yeah,
Hi.
I think it's yes, Nicole.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm on the way to the airport, so apologies that I cannot show my face. But like to his point, that is correct. When Artem Technologies gets a meeting with a potential customer, we had one out in Rio Rancho. They are a biometric company, and they are obviously scaling, right, to find solutions within the biometric industry as far as healthcare, delivering things to patients. But at the same time, they need to build the infrastructure, right? They need to build the networking, they need to build the server storage, everything to that. So when we meet with them, we go over the cost, right? What's the cost? What's the footprint? What are you trying to do? The scalability, the consistent process of through that, right? What are you going to be doing in that environment? How are you scaling? The speed, how fast does it have to be, right? We need to be making sure that their ISP, everything in their environment is running at speeds that they need to do their jobs to get these biometrics out to healthcare facilities. And then also the agility of it, right? The process, basically everything through it that we need to have with them. So it very, very much starts with that initial conversation of what the project is, what is their overall end goal, but it kind of goes down to cost, how they want to scale, and kind of where we need to meet them at the time.
Thank you for that feedback, Nicole. Yeah, I think the initial analysis of a tech stack is super important when seeing what might be the best option or opportunity for implementing technology that could help us in the business landscape. So thank you.
I think the other part you mentioned was the sentiment of the employees, right? And the culture or impact technology can bring to an organization. And a lot of times what I've seen and what I've experienced is that if you don't have the right controlled rollout or the right adoption process, then employees can do quite a bit of pushback because everybody's a little change resistant and it doesn't come easy sometimes. And so the more that you can get ahead of that, the better, and really bring it into your culture and reinforce the values of the company, the values that you're trying to demonstrate. And then like Greg was saying, what is the outcome and what is the width of, right? What's in it for me, for the employees, and really spell that out to them.
Yeah, I think that's huge because you can. Oh, go ahead.
I'd like to add one thing to that. So when we're implementing new technology or even recommending for a new business to implement maybe even like custom software or a new technology is looking at the options. Like, are we, who are the leads that are taking on this initiative to find the appropriate technology that's being implemented? And is it serving one? Yes, it may be touching and serving all requirements. However, is it the best solution? Are you, does it fulfill everything you need? Or perhaps there's another solution that maybe doesn't get you there, but gets you, that it's something that your organization is more likely to support. So we always look at that as far as like culture, going back to culture, like, okay, does this do everything? How long will this implementation take? If maybe we look at phases. So looking at options.
Yeah, and that user adoption part is a really big deal because you can have a technically perfect implementation, but if the employees reject it, or you have one employee sort of leading an anti against that technology for whatever reason, and you don't address that, it could make the whole project go sideways or not correctly be implemented, despite it being technically perfect.
Yeah, I've seen many examples. Like you walk into a company and they have like a perfect software solution in place, but they're not utilizing it to its full potential. Employees don't understand it. They haven't been trained on it. And their thought and feelings are, it doesn't work. It's not doing what we thought it was going to do. And another part of that, I think, is also the vendor relationship and making sure the vendor is heavily involved in that process, that's supporting the employees and supporting the organization to make sure that that understanding is there and everybody does have that clear, path forward.
Yes, and I could agree to that as well. Like when we put in the solution, we go over the entire scope of the project. We agree to the bill of materials, the statement of work. We go in and we implement it. We do it hand in hand with the team. But on the other end, there is that end user on the back end. If it's not something front end, that we need to explain to them, saying, "Hey, this is rolling out," and that communication is key. We've done so many Office 365 projects where we go in and do them, and the entire staff is like, "Oh my God, this is awful. I don't want to look at this. What is going on?" And so we have to do those trainings, right? It's kind of that above and beyond when we kind of go in and we say, "Hey, here's the cutoff. Here's what's going in. Here's the training. Here's what we're going to do for you. Here's how we're going to set up your new interface to make it very friendly and easy for them to use." So it is that very much that end user. They need to be with it and they need to be happy about it. And then you're going to have happier employees.
Yeah, and I think more than ever right now, technology is moving at just a breakneck speed, and it's really hard to keep up with all the changes. And so I'm really excited for this Project Echo to be able to have these sessions to help show folks in the business community the different changes that are happening with technology and especially AI. And as we start talking about AI and implementing more AI changes in the business, back to that cultural conversation, there's a lot of people out there that are afraid that AI might be coming to displace their jobs and take away what it is they're doing within their workplace that they love so much. And so it's going to be an even bigger part of the conversation when it comes to implementing AI solutions to really work with that human element.
So a little bit of a teaser. Next episode is going to be Greg Mullen doing an AI presentation, and we've kind of sampled that. I highly suggest you get on it. It's very worth it.
It sure is. I think it's very insightful, and just like these suggestions, it's very insightful for not only myself, but I think various people on this call. So thank you, Nicole and Maria, and are both SMEs here sitting with us today as well. So it does sound, just to summarize, like a couple of takeaways based on my case is primary analysis of our tech stack and what that looks like. What are we trying to solve, and how do we get there? And then once we do decide, it sounds like training is a leading example of how we can be successful when implementing new technology, training, and then of course end user communication. So that goes hand in hand with training. Does that sound about right?
And Valerie had a good point too, and I was going to mention it, but she brought it up on the sandbox.
Yes.
Can you all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. Sorry about that. Yeah, I just put in there about the sandbox. I think once you get comfortable with your customers or knowing who your employees are, I've always been on the IT side of it to get some of the individuals trained and comfortable to get past that beforehand of the go live event, you know, at least 6 weeks before. You've got a subject matter expert in that area. Have implemented like these Axon body cameras with officers and stuff like that. So I think that helped a lot to make them feel more comfortable beforehand and kind of hand holding them through it. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for that, Valerie. I think that is important in terms of sustainability is really getting those key players involved early on. And that has been what's helped us be successful when implementing some new technology in our department. So that's been good. Thank you so much.
What business is she? Yes.
Valerie, would you mind sharing what business you're with?
I'm actually a startup. I came across this on Facebook and was like, hey, you know, one of my mentor business people, organizations that I was part of was cut funding. So I've been seeking other places to find within New Mexico for startup businesses and IT and things like that. And this, from looking at the agenda, was something that I thought might help me along this journey.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being here with us today, and it's a pleasure to have you. We look forward to seeing you in all of our future curriculum sessions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Awesome. Well, I'll pass it back to Laura so she can fill this out.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any questions or comments about today's session? Okay, if not, I would like to give you all a friendly reminder that
I just have a quick question for Valerie. It was just checking in. How did she hear about this? Did she get an email, or what was how did she hear about today's event?
It was on Facebook. Yeah, it came up through one of the Facebook ads because my business is around technology. So I think that's why it came up on my feed and stuff. And I was just looking at it and looked through the website and stuff over the weekend. And it seemed to tailor what I was looking for. So, and it's free. Being in a startup, you know, you're trying to find what you can. And this looks really good. So
let me ask, if I might, the Hispano Chamber deals with lots of very small businesses, 5 people or less. So is it different if you're working with, I'll use the word newbies and not an IT staff per se?
Yeah, I mean, I think the program is gonna be very valuable for businesses of all sizes, whether it's a sole proprietor all the way up to a large business. But certainly the goal is to provide practical, useful insights for those types of businesses, for small businesses.
Yeah, and the upcoming topics are really a wide range and different aspects of technology and different ways of coming at it. Greg's going to really focus on AI on the next one and how it benefits his business in a specific case example. I'm going to be talking in my first one about mapping before you move, which is kind of what we're talking about a little bit here today. And then Mark Fidel is our other subject matter expert, and he's going to talk about legal compliance and insurance issues. And so it really will be widespread. And then the form that Dominic showed is a request for case studies, which is really an opportunity for companies of any size to express their challenges and to let the group work together on a collaborative way to solve or provide solutions to those issues.
Yes, and our sessions are going to be held regularly every other Tuesday, the first and third Tuesday of every month. So the next session is going to be October 7th, and it will be Greg Mullen who will be presenting. And his topic is going to be using and creating custom AI GPT to solve everyday business problems. So if you would like to submit a case presentation for discussion, you'll find a link in the chat to our case presentation form. It's short and easy to complete. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email us at Hispano Chamber. Oh, there it is. The Hispano Chamber echo@gmail.com. And thank you everyone for joining us today. We hope to see you at our next session.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great week, everyone.
So I just have to.
Correct. So